Hey guys, OG Albino here, and man, oh man, I'm so excited. I know I'm late to the party. This video is going to be going up almost at dinner time for some of you guys, but I had work and classes all day. But trust me, I watched the trailer, or I watched the Pokemon Presents, and Pokemon Legends Z is going to be so sick, and we're getting Megas back, which is literally best case scenario. I'm so excited. I've been itching to talk about this all day. So the way I decided to do it is I kind of wanted to get you guys involved in the conversation. I tweeted out and I put in my Discord server, which by the way, join down below. It's a really awesome community. I want to know what megas you guys want to see in Pokemon Legends Z. Now, whether or not we'll get to use these in a mainline game or in a game that, has PvP in it or not is to be seen. We really don't know. But this is the most fun part about being a Pokemon fan for me personally. I love speculating, I love talking, I love theorizing, and I want to kind of talk about what cool megas there could be. There's going to be some really, really cool ideas in this thread and in the Discord server. So if you guys are excited for this Pokemon Legends Z or Z Alpha discussion, be sure to drop a like on the video as well as subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 5,000 subs by the end of the year. I'd love to be at 5,000 when the new game drops. So I'd really appreciate it if you dropped a, sub and help me out along that journey. And yeah, with that being said, let's jump into it. Last thing too, I'm going to kind of look at this from a more competitive lens. For those of you who have not been to the channel before, I play a lot of competitive Pokemon, a lot of singles Pokemon, a little bit of VGC, but a lot of Draft League. So I'm going to kind of think of it from that lens and that perspective. But, we'll see if anything ends up changing or anything like that. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into it. So Kaz is going to be our first one. It looks like he dropped 4, so we're going to have to click right on his thing. But the first one is going to be Mega Kingdra. Could be pretty cool. I feel like it could change from being a rain sweeper to a rain setter. Very interesting. So a much more bulky approach. Now, I'm assuming that everybody in here did this base, increase of plus 100 to everything. Now, I will say, too, HP stats cannot increase. So I guess we kind of have to keep that with a grain of salt. Maybe we keep the speed at 85 in that case. But otherwise, though, we have plus 25 to every single stat, minus, the HP blunder and things like that. I think that could be cool. Water Dragon is like an incredibly good defensive typing and also great offensively. The only issue with being a Mega Pokemon that sets weather is that we can't hold our weather rock, right? So I think it'd be much better if this thing kept Swift Swim. It'd be insane. Even if you nerf the speed to make it a little bit worse in that regard, but then buff the heck out of every other stat, I mean, this thing would be absolutely dominant. Very Mega Garchomp-esque, right? And Mega Garchomp is still very good. Don't listen to the YouTube shorts that tell you it's terrible. Alright, next up we have Game Freak nerfed Cresselia for their future plans. Mega Cresselia, Psychic Fairy with Levitate. Can't boost the HP. Again, we'll keep that in mind, but I don't know if a lot of people do that. But in essence, it looks like we get a big boost to attack, which is pretty interesting. A little bit to our defenses in 10, 35 to our special attack, and plus 5 speed to 90. I actually really like the plus 5 speed. 90 is a very solid speed tier, especially for a Pokemon as bulky as Cress or this theoretical Mega Cresselia. Now, do I think they're going to give a legendary Pokemon from Gen 4 a Mega? No, but it's cool to speculate. And another big thing, one, is it loses a lot of weaknesses. Psychic Fairy is incredible typing defensively. And even if it didn't, say it stayed pure Psychic, we wouldn't have to worry about that knockoff weakness as much because we're taking reduced damage for that, which is obviously really cool. Then, man, Kaz went crazy. We have Mega Eternal Floette. Fairy Grass, Rune of Light. When Mega 3 turns of Light Screen appears, or Light of Rune becomes Fairy Type Blood Moon. I don't know if an ability that changes how a move functions really makes sense. I think, having screens pop up upon Megaing is pretty cool. Maybe even, dual screens, and it's not going to be Light Clay and Grease, and it's only the first time you Mega. So that could be a really cool option, especially with Light of Rune doing recoil to yourself. You could use it as I come in, I do damage to myself, I knock myself out with Light of Ruin, do a ton of damage, and go from there. But also offensively, I mean, look at this. Grass Fairy is a pretty crappy typing, but it doesn't even got any coverage at all. It'd be really strong. really strong. So, I mean, 160, 117 speed. Insane. Absolutely insane. Mega Jellicent. I'm super here for this. Regen Jellicent would be insane. Looks like it gets a lot bulkier, not very much faster. I would love for it to get faster. But I mean, Water Ghost is such a good defensive typing. Jellicent is so good defensively. If we make it actually bulkier, I mean, look at it. Jellicent only has base 70 defense, and is still such a great Fizz Def pivot in certain matchups and, you know, interactions and things like that. Giving that thing plus 20 to its defenses is absolutely insane. Really, really solid for being a lot stronger too. I think like offensive Trick Room would be great with 120 special attack as well. Like really strong Pokemon, great coverage, offensively, defensively, it's great. Now this is one I really like. I think this one's really cool. This is going to be Mega Carbink Element Eater, Earth Eater, but for steel type attacks. That could be super cool. We've decided we're no longer weak to it, and we become immensely bulkier. We get a little bit strong. We get not immensely bulkier, immensely stronger. We get a little bit bulkier with plus 10, which is nice. We lose a ton of speed, but that's a good thing on a Trick Room mon like this, right? You set up a Trick Room, we go to town, and you're ridiculously strong still. 110 is nothing to scoff at, especially considering that Carbink actually has great coverage. This is a pretty cool idea. I would actually love to see a Mega Carbink. Alright, next up, we have Jacob is always here. Of course, you gotta throw in your favorite Pokemon to this discussion with Mega Substrika, Electric Fire with Reckless or Rockhead. 75 HP, 129 attack, 78 defense, 100 special attack, 78 speed def, and 137 speed. This thing would be insane. I would love to see another Electric Fire type. It's such a strong offensive type combination. I feel like Zebstrika was kind of like envisioned with that in mind, with them giving it like Overheat and Flame Charge, but they didn't give it the full fire coverage, and they never gave it the typing. It didn't get the bust we wanted in Legends Arceus. I got like Supercell Slam, which is terrible. So this would be really cool. Again, fast offensive blitz, a great mixed attacker as well. But this thing with like Wild Charge plus Flare Blitz would be insane. Again, Supercell Slam is pretty ass. I mean, but it would be better though in the sense that like ground types aren't always going to want to switch in on a Rockhead or a Reckless boosted Flare Blitz, right? So we might find more opportunities to click that Supercell Slam that does a lot more damage, which is great. We have Liv trying to terrify every single VGC player ever with Mega Incineroar. Still keeping into him, just gaining a shit ton of bulk. 45 into its speed F, 16 to its special defense. It gets slower, which is probably better for VGC, so you get slow pivoting options and momentum, and be better under Trick Room, be super anti-Trick Room, and get even stronger naturally, which is insane. I mean, this thing would be absolutely bananas in doubles, right? And this is definitely what this is designed with in mind. I know Liv obviously is, you know, a big VGC gal. I'm not the biggest VGC person, so I think I'd be okay. I think it would be like decent in singles, right? It'd still be Rocks week. Still really the same Pokemon without, you know, item, you know, uniqueness. So I think in doubles this would be abhorrently broken. In singles though, it'd be fun. Next up we have Trexo here saying I'd like to see stable Callismons get Megas. Florges, Talonflame, starters, etc. I have heard so I'm going to save it for the Discord portion because someone came up with a really cool idea, but I did get a really cool idea for Mega Talonflame, which is really cool. So I definitely would like that. Next up we have Bax here, Bash, not Baxcalibur, saying Mega Delphox becoming Fire Fairy. This kind of ties into Trek, so I'd love to see the Calistars get their gimmick. Gen 7 got their own Z moves. Gen 8 got G-Max forms. There is no like specific gimmick in Gen 9. So the Gen 6 starters retroactively getting Megas would be awesome. But regardless, Fire Fairy, give it Magic Guard and give it Mind Blow. So we've decided to make Radical Red Delphox to hit harder, which would work well because no recoil and Magic Guard. It'd be super broken. It would also give us our first Fire Fairy, which is an insane offensive typing, especially with Delphox's coverage, it not being weak to rocks and being a status absorber and having great offensive and utility moves. I mean, this thing would be a top tier Pokemon. Delphox would go from being very mid to being genuinely like a top 10 Pokemon. Like, it would be fucking insane with Mind Blown and Magic Guard and Fire Fairy. And oh my gosh, it would be nuts. It'd be nuts. Next up, we got Big Burger here, saying, I'd love to see Flapple and Appletun get a Mega. Not sure about stats, maybe they'd operate similar to how they do now, just probably viable since they're very niche in what they both do. I think they definitely need a big stat increase. I think that's super valid. Appletun wants to be fat and annoying, but really struggles to because it's not the bulkiest. I think Thick Fat has a great ability on a Pokemon like that. I love Appletun as a low tier mon in draft. So I think that would definitely be really cool. Flapple, it would just need a stat increase as well. I wish you could like buff its move pool with its Mega, but honestly, you can kind of overwhelm with Hustle plus like better stats. It could probably do some work, so definitely wouldn't be terrible. I don't think Mega Flapple would be great. I think Mega Appletun could be really awesome, very Mega Venusaur-esque in nature. So that would be really cool for sure. Next up, we have JB here, of course, Mega Huntail and Mega Gorbis. I don't quite know what he wants out of these because he didn't really tell me, but I know he loves him some Huntail and Gorbis. So we'll say we're okay with that for you, J-Bear. Maybe, again, it's another case of, like, just buffing the shit out of their stats. Maybe making Huntail a dark type, Gorbis a fairy type, giving them Intim, and maybe even, like, a special Intim for Gorbis. That would be really cool, actually. Or Regenerator, like every fan game ends up giving it. So definitely some really, really cool options for sure. Then we have Bashir saying Mega Heliolisk, which has a new ability that boosts special attack in any weather conditions, like solar power to all weather. Dude, that would be super, super sick, because Heliolisk is a mod. When you think of weather, you think of Heliolisk. I think it has... Does Heliolisk have Sand Veil? I feel like it does. We're gonna check real quick. Hold on, because I want to make sure we're being we're being correct when we say things. Let's go Heliolisk. It does have Sand Veil, it has Dry Skin, and it has solar power. So 3 different weathers that it's, affected by, I guess. Yeah, the 3 different weathers it's really affected by, which is really, really cool. It makes this mon really, really solid under weather, and you often see it on rain teams. You sometimes see it on sun teams. You don't really see it on sand, but having a universal weather abuser is really cool if your team has weather, or if you're playing anti-weather, if you're playing into rain, if you're playing into sand, if you're playing into sun, if you're playing into hail, you always have an option, which I think is really cool. So definitely a really cool one. Next up, we have Big Thriller here, saying, for God's sake, give us Mega Flygon already with Tinted Lens, Bud Dragon, please, I'm on my knees, begging. I think there is literally no way that we don't get a Mega Flygon. There's literally no way that Game Freak brings Megas back and does not make a Mega Flygon. There's literally no way. I just refuse to believe it. I refuse to believe it. I don't know if they'll change its typing, make it special with Tinted Lens. I think that's more fan gamey, but I could totally see them bringing it 100%. Next up, we have Hungry Smash here. I know he did like 8 million of them, so I don't know if he's still posting them, but we'll see. I'm gonna do as many as humanly possible. I already started recording, and I can see him still posting them on my phone. Can't do that many, but we'll see. We have Mega Graplock. I think this would be a really interesting one to happen. I don't know if they would bring Graplocked into Kalos just to give him a Mega. I really think they're going to probably stick to older Pokemon getting Megas, but we'll see. I could live with an Evo, but only if they do design and typing justice. Fighting Water with a big boost to attack, big boost to both defenses, and a big boost to speed with Technician and getting Wave Crash, Mach Punch, Jet Punch, Knock Off, and Poison Jab. I think this would definitely be really, really cool. Jet Punch on it would actually be really, really nice. Technician is a really great ability on a Pokemon like this. And then Flip Turn at the bottom. I definitely can see Flip Turn getting added. So, yeah, I'd be here for a Mega Graplock. I'm not sure if they'll do it. Same thing with, like, Mega Centiskorch, right? Mega Centiskorch, we have 20 to its attack, 20 to its defense, nothing to its def, a big boost to special attack, and a huge boost to speed. Give it Earthquake and Superpower, making it a really strong mixed attacker, a lot faster, and honestly, Bug plus Fire is such a good typing. I mean, I know we know that, but yeah, still really, really solid. I'm trying between Flash Fire or White Smoke. You'd probably want Flash Fire in this, right? Just to keep the immunity. Immunities are always good. Alright, next up we have more Hungry Smash here. Mega Nidos. First we have Nidoqueen gaining 20 attack, 20 defense, 30 special attack, 20 Spadef, and keeping the same speed. And Nidoking, it looks like getting that same kind of treatment. If they keep Sheer Force, that's pretty solid. They get Gunk Shot and Headlong Rush as stab options. I wish they would get a physical fighting move, or physical ground move, that was Sheer Force afflicted. That would be really cool and help out with this a lot, because I think that one thing that is a little bit tough while these speed sets are great, the holding the Life Orb, holding the Shuko, holding the Focus Sash, whatever it might be, holding the Black Sludge is so valuable for both of these mons. So I'm wondering if the opportunity cost is worth it, but though, to be fair, Nidoking with 105 speed and a lot more special attack and attack is probably worth. And Gunk Shot is going to do so much damage with the Sheer Force boost. It's going to do so much damage if you hit, man. Alright, looks like we got a couple more here. Here's a personal one, Mega Serena. Looks like we got a boost to attack, defense, special defense, and a shit ton of speed. We love them being fast. Optional but not necessary, giving it Grass Fairy, Grass Fighting. I mean, Serena getting a secondary stab would be huge on its own, right? Fairy for, like, Play Rough, but more than likely Fighting for, like, high jump kicks and low kicks and things like that. Making it a ridiculously strong breaker, as well as strong utility mob with, rapid spin and U-turn and great stuff like that. So, I'll be here for Serena getting better. And then we have, it looks like his last one here that we're going to get to today. In Mega Crocodile, we have Tough Claws, which is a great ability, especially like pre-Mega Intim, Mega Tough Claws is really, really solid. We have a big boost to attack, defense, special defense, and 122 speed. This one might be a little broken. I cannot lie to you, this thing might be a little bit broken, especially with Headlong Rush, which is a contact move. Yeah, this might be a little bit broken. I cannot lie to you. I mean, I'd be here for it as #1 Crocodile stand in the world, but I cannot lie to you, that might be a little bit broken. Next up we have Galactic Anderson saying Parasect gets a Ghost Bug or Ghost Grass evolution, Mega or new form. I'd be here for Mega Parasect, just because Parasect is so bad. It really needs that like love and stats, and also the Grass Ghost or Ghost Bug typing is so much better than Grass. Grass Bug. Sorry. But yeah, I'd be here for it. Parasect needs something, man. I don't know what else you do beyond that to make it viable, but it needs something, so I'm so here for it. Next up, we have Clyde here saying, gonna name monsters from the newest 3 gens who deserve it, that I think I want in the Mega. Let's, please make their Mega fast. Vikavolt, Electricity, Poltergeist. Please make their Mega good. Drampa, Toucan, and Ice Cube. Also praying for Mega Cerulege, it's gonna be the coolest Mega of all time. It would just be a bunch of giant swords. He would just turn into a sword, and he'd just be strong as hell. I think that'd be cool. Next up, we have Mega Charizard Z from Renew. I can't wait to see it. You know what? So true. I think everybody is super excited for Mega Charizard Z and Mega Mewtwo Z. Dude, they're just going to be absolute bangers. Definitely top tier designs too. They're going to be great. Mega Hydreigon here. Dark Dragon, Mega Launcher / Berserk. Ooh, we lose 30 in our attack, but we gain 20 defense, 20 speed F, and 20 speed with 165. Dude, this thing with Mega Launcher would be insane. Dark Pulse, Dragon Pulse is insane. And then Flash Cannon cover. This thing would be nuts. 118 speed and that much bulk? Dude, it wouldn't matter that you lost, what do you call it? It genuinely would not matter that you lost Roost anymore. This thing would be absolutely broken. Just give him like 3 more heads. Why not? Why not? Just give him like 3 more. He's double Hydreigon now. Hydreigon. Okay. I can't roll my my D's if, or is that rolling your D's or rolling your R's? I can't do either, so. There we go. Next up, we have Valiant Chris here saying, give these Gen 5 pros some love, baby. I don't know if these guys need the love. I'd be down for it, because these are like 4 of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 5. And, you know, maybe it's a little bit of a makeup for No Unova game, but, I don't particularly know how balanced something like Mega Drill or Mega Volcarona would be. I guess Volt can't hold boots in that regard, right? I think Mega Scolipede would be sick, and Mega Haxorus would be cool too, as like pseudo-legendary level threat. But I mean, that thing is like really close to being insanely good if you just barely buffed its speed. So if you give this thing like an all-around buff, it's also a Pokemon that doesn't particularly need an item slot too, if you buff its stats sufficiently. So that might get a little out of hand. So we'll see. Next up, we have Your Mom Is Number. And Dragon Bolt Bomb is another way of putting it. I think whatever starters in the game get a Mega Evolution. I think that Mega Torterra would be sick depending on how they handle regional forms, because I think Grass Steel could work on it. For an ability, I could see any of the shell or armor abilities fitting it. I definitely think that the starters get it too. I don't know if it's going to be Torterra, or like Torterra is going to be one of the starters in the game. My thought process in the game, right, is these are going to be Kalos starters, Grandel Fox, Chestnut, and they definitely get a Mega. I think it's also part of the reason why they might have gotten rid of Ash Greninja in this gen. That's just a little food for thought. But I don't know if they'll do Gen 4 starters. They're not going to do Gen 9 starters. There's literally no way. They're not going to do any starters that have Megas, so Gens 1 and Gens 3. I could see Gen 4 maybe, but again, they were just recently featured. I could see it being a combination in like Gen 2, 5, 7, 8, maybe 7 and 8. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not super big on that. I think the safest thing is just for them to do Mega Forms for the old Kalos guys, personally. But I think it'd be dope regardless. I think whatever starters come in are definitely getting it. Oh, it looks like they snuck through. Woody Hungry Smashes right here. Okay, last 2. In the decade plus long negligence, have they come back? They gave regular new abilities to these not for some reason. Is this Mega Electivire? Okay. I wouldn't be opposed to this. This is like Radical Red Electivire, getting Iron Fist, getting a fighting typing, and being really strong. Magmortar, Fire Dark with Mega Launcher. I think this is pretty similar to what I did for fixing your favorites. I just didn't buff their stats as much. That's a lot of moves we're giving these guys, but yeah, I think in my fixing your favorites, my most recent two, I did Evire and Magmortar, and they did something pretty similar. Then we have Mega Drapion here, Tough Claws with a big boost to attack, big boost to the bulk, which I like, and a solid boost to its speed. Giving it Coil would also make a lot of sense. But yes, this thing with Tough Claws and insane bulk and very solid speed would be a really incredible Pokemon. I mean, the Dark Poison typing is really unbelievably good. And then it looks like... Oh, I saw that one. Okay, we already saw that one. That's Magmortar. Now, I think we're on the home stretch for these guys. Looks like we are. We have Mnaz here saying Mega Exploud with a normal ghost typing, Punk Rock as its ability, giving it 111 attack, 85 defense, 111 special attack, 108 speed def, and 71 speed. I would like this. This is a great defensive typing, and it's a great mix. It's one of those like all-around megas, like very Mega Altaria-esque, which I think would be really, really cool. I'd be here for it. I'm always down for Gen 3 love. This is a cool one, actually. Normal Ghost should be a sick typing, too, on it. Oh, it'd be such a sick typing. Next up, we have Sadowudo saying, I'd love to see Mega Zangoose and Seviper, Dragonite, Peasy, and Trevenant. Porygon Z would be a sick Mega. I don't know if we'll get it in this game because it's like a futuristic Pokemon. I'm pretty sure, even if it's not as far as Legends Arceus, it's still set in the past because it looked like we saw blueprints for Lumia Station. Trevenant would be great. Dragonite, I would die for. I'm a big Dragonite fan. And Mega Zangoose and Seviper, actually, fun fact, if you want to go ahead, I'll try and leave it as like the end card video for this if I remember. But I did a video where I commissioned artists. I had Mega Zangoose and Seviper commissioned, and I made stats, move pools, and all that stuff for him, and I think it came out really well. So I agree. I think Mega Zangoose and Survivor would be awesome. Then we have H-Turner Q here saying iconic Gen 6 Pokemon that can use a Mega. We kind of already went over this a little bit. I don't think Goodra will get it, just because we just got Hisuian Goodra. Florges would be a great one. Helios we talked about. Pyroar is one I really think is going to happen. Pyroar Pangoro would be great. But I see I have a feeling we're going to get Mega Furfrou though, which I could see us getting Mega Furfrou, unfortunately. But yeah. Then we have Mega Love Disc of here, Bennett Bandit being a very funny guy, giving us Alamomola, which is very funny. Alamomola. I didn't go down far enough. There's big Mega Tangrowth here. But I'm going to go ahead and swap over to the Discord server and look over the responses there. Alrighty, here we are in the Discord server. You can see a lot of these are going to be repeats from what we saw on the Twitter thread. People kind of posted them both, but some of them are new and, you know, ones we should definitely go over. First up, we have Oliver joking and saying Furfrou, but the people, including Hunky, really, really want Mega Furfrou, which is definitely it's a mon that needs some love. They kind of forgot about Furfrou in the back. Mnaz here again from the Twitter thread. He said Exploud. Here he's gonna say Mega Infernape with Reckless, gaining a boost in its attack, speed, and special attack. I think a boost in defense too. It's kind of just an all-out blitz mixed attacking Mega, which I think could be cool. I think it needs more moves for Reckless to be worth though, other than just Flare Blitz, right? I think you need like a fighting type, you know, blitz kind of move for it to be worked, but yeah. And we have Lars here saying Flygon with Tinted Lens, Bug Dragon, or Bug Ground with 80, 130, 90, 120, 90, and 110. Definitely solid mixed attacker, could do a lot of damage. Tinted Lens is a great typing when you're a bug type. Bug Ground would be pretty shiced with that, I cannot lie. I think Bug Dragon would be a better Tinted Lens typing, but again, Bug Ground's better defensively and like better like neutrally offensively into a lot. I feel like Bug Ground's actually a great typing. Is there any Bug Ground types besides Nincada? I can't remember. Oh, this is the Mega Talonflame. It was from Lars. Storm Wings. It's literally just pre-nerf Gale Wings with the added bonus of clearing hazards while using flying type moves. And then we have a big boost to its attack and special attack. This could be really cool because it makes Talonflame relevant again, brings back old Gale Wings, but at least from a singles perspective, it's still weak to rocks. It still loses to a lot of rockers, so it's not the best remover. And you can't run boots anymore, so that's something to keep in mind. We have Live in her demonic Mega Incineroar right here, which is really funny. And then we have a really cool idea here from Dashing. This is Dashing, right? Yeah, it is. Dashing here is saying Furfrou. Now, hear me out. An ability that changes the type depending on the haircut, or just that turns that type on Mega. Danny is Grass, Debutante is Electric, Ground Fairy, which is really... So, like, you can obviously see it goes through a bunch of different typings for all the different styles. Then we have a big boost to our attack, a ridiculous boost to our speed, a big boost to our defense as well. So kind of becoming just like this fast, physically strong tank with a bunch of different typings. I think this would be awesome, provided that it also got a signature move that changed typing based on the haircut as well. Because there's no point in like getting like being like a normal water type, right? Or just like a water type if we don't have the stab for it, right? Like there's literally no point other than defensively, which is kind of mid, but yeah. Next up, we have Lars here saying Mega Chungus, which is Diggersby, Chungadite for the item. Stats. Now, this is, I guess, where it becomes real, right? This would be pretty insane. We made it a lot slower to kind of compensate, but it becomes immensely bulkier and immensely strong. 106 with huge power is ridiculous and should not be legally allowed in the state of any state at all. Definitely super broken. We have MNAS here with Serene Grace on Togekiss. This looks like it's just like base Togekiss with a big boost to what it does and makes it do what it does better. I'd be super opposed to that. I think that's definitely like pretty okay. Mega Slurpuff and Mega Aromatisse. These names are something. Cream Team lowers the opponent's defensive stats each turn that they are in. Doesn't proc on switching. It looks like it's just kind of a neutral all-around mon, which is kind of mid, but like with that ability, that's kind of broken if we're just dropping defensive stats every turn, especially doubles. Holy shit. Then we have Mega Aromatisse, which is just like, again, same thing, but like a more defensive version of the ability, which could be definitely cool. And while it's saying Mega Floatzel with Water Bubble and 100 plus attack, no, that's okay. That's okay. He's too fast for that. He's too fast for that. And it looks like that's actually where it ends. People are like, nope, that's too much. Well, you've destroyed it. But yeah, that is going to be kind of like the megas that everybody wants. I do want to do like kind of like another video like the Zangoose and Survivor one of like making my own mega again and getting an artist to commission and stuff like that. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys would be interested in me doing so again, I would love to do it. Go check out that video. Drop a like if you enjoyed. Sub if you're new. See you guys next time. Bye.